Gwen Tennyson has always liked magic, and she has used magic charms to become Lucky Girl in the past. But it isn't until Season 3, Episode 3, A Change of Face, when we start to see her develop her own powers. Charmcaster, the niece of Hex, swaps bodies with Gwen after a failed spell, and then Gwen, in Charmcaster's body, is sent to Juvie, where she uses the now iconic Book of Spells and magic items to escape. We later find Charmcaster in Gwen's body using magic as well. She makes the comment that Gwen has a magic aura, and that's how she's able to use spells. After some more body-swapping shenanigans, Charmcaster is defeated, and Gwen is left with the Book of Spells. Thankfully, Gwen uses the spells without having to put on her dumb costume or use any magic charms. It's interesting to me that a mainstay of Gwen's character, the Book of Spells, is given to her in this kind of weak body-swapping episode. Anyway, that's just my opinion, and here's the full podcast. We're watching Ben 10, Season 3, Episode 3, called Change of Face. This is Charmcaster's triumphant return. I think we were gonna get Charmcaster like more as like a regular villain instead of Hex. Like they could both be different villains and stuff.
Right,
they don't have to be in the same episodes.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess they don't do that. They don't run that way for whatever reason.
It's the only episode before Ben 10 Alien Force that we get this.
Yeah, especially in classic. But yeah, Charmcaster's trying to make a little body swapperoo.
Yeah.
They're in Salem, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Say Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Massive touche.
Oh, massive touche. Yeah. Two massive.
And for some reason, Gwen and Grandpa go along with like dressing up like old timey English.
Yeah, you think Gwen would complain about it?
Yeah, she's always talking about fashion. In the next episode, she's literally like, these ears won't go out of fashion.
Yeah,
they'll be out of fashion.
They'll never be in style.
But she's all about. I think it's because it's like a witch hat and she likes witchy stuff. I like this episode. It was kind of. I mean, I don't love the trope.
It's a little goofy.
It's a little tropey too. Like,
yeah.
I don't like the trope of like body swapping.
Yeah.
Except
for with Freaky Friday
and Scooby Doo.
Yeah, that one's good too.
That's pretty much the gist of it. That's kind of what it's Gwen and Charmcaster get swapped, and then Ben and Gwen get swapped in the end.
Yeah.
Grandpa can't keep up with it.
Yeah, he's a poor old man. He's just losing it. So confused.
But he's not losing it enough to like do a Jack Sparrow swing off the top of a
mast. 250 pounds hurtling up, knocks Charmcaster, and she just gets up.
Got some durability.
Yeah, she takes a cannonball to the face.
She gets like direct hit from Cannonbolt at one point. Yeah. Or no, he wraps her up.
Gwen like punches her.
Yeah, Gwen does like a Dragon Ball Z like wind back and like attack punch.
Talk about it, like this whole episode, they're taking hits. Like when they first switch Charmcaster and Gwen, their bodies get like thrown and they land on the ground with like massive sounds. You know what I mean?
And then Charmcaster in Gwen's body like fist punches Gwen twice.
Yeah.
It's like, oh dang, Gwen's got. We've always said Gwen's got the steroids.
Yeah,
Gwen's
she's strong.
You need to test her pee or something.
Yeah.
She can't compete.
She's down in those things.
Just eat him like the guy from House or whatever, that House parody.
Yeah. No. It's like what was the parody? It's a superhero movie. And he's like, he doesn't have powers. He's just eating a lot of steroid pills. And he's
bonds. Like, oh, we do that again?
No, I already I realized it as soon as I did it. We're not doing it again. You get it, blink and you missed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the noti. Trying to get to 1,000 subs by September. If we do that, we will be eating some of Grandpa's food. I don't want to do that, so honestly, if you wanted to wait a little bit.
No, subscribe, please.
Set a reminder, September 1st, then you can subscribe.
There's a funny... What if it's just like 1 million subscribers right on September 1st?
You know? And then I don't have to eat food.
There's a bit, because Charmcaster's been in Gwen's body for at least a day or two, and so she tells Max, your cooking stinks. Yeah, and he goes... Oh,
really? like his whole face. It's like your grandkids have been telling you that.
Yeah. But she's collecting potion ingredients, and he's like, "Oh, you're making something good.
It's gonna be good.
Sea urchin eggs and octopus and all. I like it."
Stupid.
But she set a fire in the beginning of this, and Stinkfly has his little goo that puts out fire, which has precedent and doesn't have precedent at the same time.
Yeah, because we saw that it's combustible with fire.
In one of the first season episodes, it's like a car crash or something. He puts it out with.
Yeah, he's like.
Yeah, and then when he's with Kevin, I guess Kevin uses it to like light the heat blast fire on fire, so it's more like an explosive hit.
Mm-hmm. So it could be just whichever one he wants it to be.
Maybe so. We talked about this a little bit in the episode, like while we were watching the episode. How do you think that feels as Stinkfly to shoot goo out of your eyeballs?
It's got to be like you got eye boogers or something. You know, when you first wake up and there's like the eye boogers in your eyes, you know, and you wash your face and you pull them out and stuff. I bet you that's how it feels, just but like water.
Yeah, I was overanalyzing Stinkfly's goo in this because I'm like, okay,
it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Well, I like it though. Like you remember in Timmy Turner?
Timmy Turner.
What's that show called?
He be wishing for a burner.
Fairly Odd Parents. I was gonna say Fairly Godparents. I'm like, that's not right.
That's not it at all.
What is the name? Yeah, in Fairly Odd Parents, they have meat vision instead of heat vision. Remember that?
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of, it's not quite heat vision, it's just goo vision. It's almost like crying or something. You just like really powerfully cry sometimes and it just flows out of you.
Yeah.
It's just that, but like magnified to the pressure hose.
I don't cry a lot, so like the few times I have, my body's just like, what's going on? Like I'm freaking out because you can't really, you like hyperventilating and stuff. I'm like, I gotta stop crying because I don't know how to do it apparently. Like leave it to me to not know how to cry correctly.
I don't know how to cry correctly.
Yeah, don't like it.
That's ultra manly of you to say that.
Stinkfly gets a little bit of a... I like that. It's interesting that we talked about it. He goes to Stinkfly, and it's like, you have a pyrokinetic person
who we've seen
put out
fire. Yeah.
Just suck it. Get in you got to put the bird in there.
The bird?
The suck.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking for some reason about the grapefruit method.
Oh, my God. We don't talk about it.
Yeah,
so it's like, why go Stinkfly? But, Stinkfly doesn't get a lot of action,
Ben likes Stinkfly. When in the
because he's a stinky, gross guy.
And also he's kicking his own butt at one point. And he's
like,
just like super satisfied. He's just like,
Yeah, because he's like, don't kick me in the butt. He's like, well, technically it's you kicking my butt. And he goes, continue.
He's like, oh,
this pleases me.
It was so weird. Anyway, that whole scene where they're like in shackles and
you can clearly see that they can just pull their hands out.
They should have just animated it like there wasn't a hole, like it was just the wood around their hands, so it wouldn't.
Anything.
But they, it's whatever.
We're nitpicking. It's just something so obvious, you know.
It's just funny to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Gwen's time to shine. It's a Gwen episode.
Yeah, we like it.
Gwen's in juvie as Charmcaster gets taken away.
She doesn't even get a trial. So
I'm assuming she was in juvie before.
And like you broke out, so there's no trial.
Maybe it was a different state or something too, because it's in Massachusetts. Last time we saw her was in Florida. No, not in Florida.
Well, it was Seattle because they were at the Sky Needle.
Yeah, the point. Yeah. So I guess maybe she was in Seattle juvie.
Yeah. Like, hey, you're wanted for multiple attempted murders and witchcraft.
You killed a bunch of those guards at Hex's prison.
I think it also just makes sense. Salem, she's a witch.
Yeah, I don't know. They don't lead into that enough. I think they should have leaned into that a little more.
For sure.
Like they kind of lead into the seafood aspect of Massachusetts more than the witchcraft aspect.
Dude, what I wouldn't give for some clam chowder right now.
Ooh, or some lobster.
With some clam chowder?
Oh, of course so.
Lobster bisque, dog?
Lobster bisque?
Dump it to crumpet, dog.
All day, dude.
All day.
You're garbage.
Yeah, hit a like if you like that Massachusetts seafood, dog. We get Cannonbolt in this episode.
Cannonbolt as Gwen's voice.
Yeah, and then we get Ben as Cannonbolt. We talked about it. You have to throw it up on there. Cannonbolt, somehow he's spinning. He grabs an anchor somehow while he's still spinning.
It's with his little tennis ball furs.
And then wraps it around. You shut the f up. And wraps it around Charmcaster.
Yeah, and then he rips her bag off him.
Yeah, he's like, yoink.
That could be a little more believable because he could use friction or something to like spin down and yank it off her.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. It just looks like it just comes off.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Anyway, the little bag thing too. That's interesting.
I do like the bag when it was hopping when she was jailbreaking.
Is it alive? Is it sentient or is it just kind of?
I think it's hexed. It's
enchanted.
Yeah, because you notice the Rockweilers.
The Rockweilers.
Trademark pending.
Yeah, they kind of deactivate whenever she's not using them.
Yeah, well, also when they realize that Gwen is actually Charmcaster, they're like, oh,
yeah,
my bad, bro, my bad, dog.
That's the thing too. The bag comes to Gwen, even though Gwen is not Charmcaster. I mean, she's in Charmcaster's body, so I'm assuming the hex or the enchantment or whatever is just like confused too.
Yeah, so it bounces to Gwen. They go, oh, my bad.
I thought you was my mama.
Yeah. On God, bro, I would never betray you, Charmcaster.
I promise I didn't help her escape prison. I promise it wasn't me. Anyway, she uses some little stone birds.
Little chickens.
Everyone in the women's juvie center is afraid of these stone chickens.
Yeah. I mean, I would be.
I guess I would be too.
I wonder how heavy they were.
They just look like they're this big and they're kind of
They got hurt.
Swarming.
A bee comes at me, dude. I'm running.
You're right. I don't like bees.
I ain't with them.
And we get Missy and Pinky in this. They're like little juvie
Such
bullies.
Weird names.
Yeah, it's just sort of like, what's her name? That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Also, I love Dee Bradley Baker plays this
lunch lady.
Yeah, they called her. She has a name. I'll put it up here on screen.
Yeah.
But, she's like, because Gwen's like a health food.
Yeah.
She's like,
it still grosses me out.
Do you have anything organic? And she goes, She pulls out some earwax.
I grew this all day. Ugh.
That's so foul.
And puts it in her food.
Ugh. You ever seen Waiting? Like where they're in a restaurant. It's like Ryan Reynolds and.
Oh, is he the one? Yeah, I've seen the clip you're talking about. They literally pull out pubes and throw them on there and
He's
stuff.
like, how about a little guacamole? And he's going to snot him.
Yeah.
He goes, you don't mix Mexican and continental?
Dude, it was so gross looking. Like, I'm like, yeah, give it to her like that, but at the same time, like, you're going too far with the visuals, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good movie, though.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to watch it.
Anyway, so Gwen is taking full advantage, or I'm sorry, Charmcaster's taking full advantage of being Gwen.
Yeah, she's crazy.
She doesn't know how to do it though. She's like, "Oh, I love you, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you." And then she's like a little too mean to Ben. Like she breaks his ankle or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, "What's wrong with you? You hit your head, freak?"
Yeah.
No one calls me a freak. And she like tears him apart.
It is funny to see Charmcaster take. It's funny to see Gwen's voice and stuff, but see her be so evil and stuff.
Yeah,
because it kind of works.
No, yeah, she could. Megan Smith or whatever her name is, she can really do evil.
Yeah.
And I kind of think they should have kept it one or two ways because when Gwen and Ben swap, it's like their voices are different. And I get they're trying not to confuse us, but like we've already not been confused the whole episode. We understand.
Grandpa Max was confused.
Yeah, I've almost felt like that when that happened. I'm like, why are their voices different now?
I'm so done with this. It's like, Grandpa Max, it's not actually that confusing, okay?
It's Paul Eading's delivery is really good there. He's just like, oh, I don't give a, I give up.
Dude, when he really was like, really? My food's bad, you know? Oh, it cracked me up so much. I love that.
He's great. Grandpa Max is the best, dude.
Oh, he really is. We all need a Grandpa Max in our life.
Yeah. But so yeah. Essentially, this episode is Charmcaster in Gwen's body looking for ingredients.
Yeah, because she meant to switch with Ben so that she could have all of Ben's alien powers with her magic. She said, luckily, Gwen's aura was magic, so she could still do spells.
Which has been established before.
Yeah, so what happens if she goes into Ben's body? First of all, she's now a boy for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Ben's body, which is stinky.
I think she's just kind of like dealing with it. Until she can at least like get it off. Maybe she'll make
But then the other thing is, what if he has no magic aura?
Yeah, I mean,
then she has no magic and she's just the alien.
There's no precedent for Ben having magic. I don't think. Actually, no, you're wrong, or I'm wrong about that because
damn, dude. Jeez.
Ben 10,000 in one episode he uses a Gwen spell. I think it's the ultimate Ben episode, and he's like, "Oh, you don't hang around Gwen long enough, and you'll pick up some new tricks."
Really?
Yeah. I forget exactly which. I think it's the Ben 10,000 ultimate Ben.
But even then, I doubt he has the level of magic that would suit Charmcaster, you know.
But I guess there is precedent. Like maybe in one possible future, he can do some magic. Yeah. So it's interesting to think about the timelines though, because there is probably a universe out there where Ben does like magic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
like,
maybe Gwen gets the Omnitrix.
Or even there's probably. I mean, yes, probably that. But there's also probably a universe where he does magic and he has the Omnitrix.
Ooh, that'd be sick.
And so it's just like he's got magic aliens now.
It's funny too. She's just a arsonist. What's the word when you're like in love with fire?
Yeah, it's arsonist.
No, there's another word.
Like a pyromaniac
or something.
Pyromaniac, I think is the word.
Anyway, because she sets everything on fire, and then when she's talking about getting Ben, she's like, "Ooh, I just can't wait to turn into that hot guy and do some fire stuff." I'm like, "Yo,
Charmcaster,
chill."
you could already do that. We've seen you've already done that. What are you talking about?
Honestly, like, do the aliens really help her that much? Honestly, if you think about it,
I mean, like
I feel like they wouldn't meld well. They would just be, I'm picking one or the other.
Maybe,
you know?
yeah. I mean, Hex at one point he shoots out little crystals. Maybe he could she could turn to Diamond Head and do the crystals.
Yeah.
Also, we're just ignoring continuity a little bit. I understand that, like, because in the last episode we did about magic, it's up over there. One of our best viewed videos, by the way. So if you're here from that episode,
thank you.
What's up?
That was a really good. Did really well in the YouTube sphere.
So it was called like the magic of Ben 10 doesn't make sense. And this
there's so much hand waving when it comes to the magic episodes.
I can because this is basically just like she's got a couple powerful spells and there's like a magic transference spell or whatever.
Right.
But like, how does she get her power back? They said point blank, you've destroyed all the magic in the world.
No, they don't actually ever say that.
I'm pretty sure.
He goes,
you know what?
He said, "Don't you know what you've done?" And he goes, "Save the world." And then they just don't say what happens.
Yeah, they don't know either. I guess they didn't actually because they both Hex and Charmcaster get their powers back. Gwen gets powers after this.
Well, I'm pretty sure Hex doesn't get his back until he goes to the Fountain of Youth, right?
No, he has power. He just he uses it to like rejuvenate himself a little bit.
Oh, gotcha.
Because he's drinking like little drops, and he's like, and it helps him
straight from that teat.
This is where Gwen gets her magic book, by the way.
Yes,
I do like spells that. On.
So we'll start getting in this season. I think we start getting some Gwen magic, which is nice. I like to Gwen because before Gwen is just as strong as she needs to be for whichever episode they put her in.
And she even like in this episode, she's got like some flips.
How fast a cannonball shoots out of a cannon, she backflipped over it.
Yeah, and Ben's like, "Whoa, Gwen's got some moves," and it's like,
does she?
Don't you need? I mean, I understand her body because Ghost Freak did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Ghost Freak when he took over Gwen, he was like doing all these acrobatic moves. But like, don't you need to have some level of like knowledge on acrobatics to make it work and stuff? I'm fine with it. I let it roll off because it's like, oh, that's one of her abilities. Like if Ben turned into Gwen, he would get acrobatic abilities. I guess, you know, just something stupid like that.
But at least now with the magic, she's consistently an asset to the team.
Yeah,
not something that Ben always has to look over. Is like, okay, Grandpa and Gwen safe. You know?
And past this point where she gets powers, like magic abilities, like there's no reason for Ben to be like, oh, you're not as good as me.
Yeah.
Like she's literally got her own set of things going on.
It's leading up to them being a team more so than just Ben with supporting characters.
And granted, her magical abilities kind of get watered down into just like mana abilities in UAF. But in Omniverse, they bring it back a little bit. Even in UAF, they bring it back a little bit.
Well, yeah, because she does like a bunch of spells while she's like floating in the air and stuff.
Like tracking spells and stuff like that.
So it melds. I think it melds well. I know a lot of people give hate to the Gwen change in Alien Force. I liked it.
I didn't
the
like
fact that
it,
she can
but I'm okay with. Like I don't hate it as bad as some people.
I just like that she's got that like inner like power. You know what I mean? Because there's a episode like one of the season finales or something. She goes batshit crazy, turns into an anodite and like wrecks shit and stuff. I like that.
I don't know. I think there's no point where you should make one of the characters like overpowered. That's kind of my problem with Alien X too.
I love overpowered, dude.
Well, because it's like, okay, there's no more conflict if every episode Ben could just turn into Alien X and solve the problem, or Gwen could just go anodite and just solve the problem. It's like,
I mean, you can just make. This is where you get into power creep. You just make more stronger villains.
I don't know.
How do you think Shonen's been doing it for 30 years? Shonen Jump.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how strong can Goku theoretically become? You know what I mean?
Or Naruto or Luffy.
I knew you were gonna say just Luffy, but then you realized I gotta throw something in there to throw him off the fact that I'm gonna say Luffy. You're not clever.
Well, it's just like honestly, Luffy. Whenever Luffy fights, and it's up to the point that I've gotten to, it's like Luffy's never at a disadvantage. I mean, sometimes he is.
Yeah.
Like toward the end of the time, like before the time skip, he kind of is at a disadvantage. But then it's like, oh yeah, like once he comes back from like training and getting stronger for like 2 years, it's like nothing. No one can stop him. It's just a matter of like if he can get to them and beat them quick enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, Goku can only go so strong. And then we quit running it. We run out of Saiyan abilities, so he's like doing like Kung Fu abilities now. He's got the Ultra Instinct where it's just like his martial arts.
It looks so sick.
It is very cool.
But back to Ben 10.
Back to Ben 10. We get Diamond Head doing some of the coolest shit I've ever seen Diamond Head do.
That he never ever does again. He does like some Frozone Iceman powers where he just shoots the crystals and he's sliding on them and stuff.
That whole sequence is really funny. So they're in this like seafood shop.
Yeah.
Gwen, who is in Charmcaster, who's in Gwen's body, is like, oh, this guy doesn't have the ingredients that I need. I'm gonna make these octopuses come alive and suck on his face. And then like there's two just random dudes in the background like looking at each other like,
yeah, and they go, now's our time.
And they run away with a bunch of lobsters in the truck.
Yeah.
And then Ben's like, I'm going to go accelerate. It's just like this scene kept like dominoing into funnier and funnier shit. It was like the best. It was
riding
a little like Paul Blart scooter thing.
Yeah. What are they called?
A Segway. There's a bunch of in the new Final Fantasy game that just came out. Like you can ride on a Segway and you can like run over people.
You can do that in the new Yakuza game that Caleb's playing. They're all Caleb's got them all in crazy outfits. So he's like in a Bermuda shirt and like shorts and stuff, and they're all just riding as a gang down the street. It's crazy what a Segway does for humor.
There's never been a funnier,
like
vehicle.
You put a Segway in there, you're automatically getting some laughs.
Has Ghost Rider ever been on a Segway?
I would pay money to see that.
I bet it's happened. I'll put it up on screen if it has.
Put Jack Black as Ghost Rider and have him riding a Segway. Or even Kevin James.
I want to see Kevin James, like big fat Ghost Rider. What's up?
Yeah.
He's not that fat. He's lost a bunch.
Sorry to Kevin James.
No, I'm talking about Paul Blart, you know.
Yeah. Paul Blart specifically is the Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I want to see Paul Blart riding
or Fluffy. Gabriel Iglesias.
That would be awesome, bro.
He'd do sound effects the whole time, too.
Skirt! He's just doing it by himself.
Oh, yeah.
It's completely silent.
He's not even Ghost Rider. He's pretending to be.
But his thing's Segway's still on fire. He lights it on fire beforehand. Anyway, but yeah, no, that scene is hilarious. It's like he tries to go accelerate, gets Diamond Head, and they get on the little things, and he's like, I think we need keys. And Gwen's like, no, you don't. Like she like uses her magic to just start it for him. And it like takes off. He like runs through the park. It's like this like point of view shot where like he's running into all this stuff.
He crashes into a dumpster.
Cart.
Oh yeah, the hot dog cart too.
He has that little like banana peel on his head.
It's always anytime someone gets out of a trash can, there's
Classic.
a banana peel on their head.
See like an apple core, a banana peel, or like a fish bone or something.
Yeah. Oh, the fish bones. I forgot about the fish bones.
But anyway, he gets him on top of the building. Actually, he climbs to the top of the building. Is there a scene where he gets launched on top of the building?
I think he gets launched onto it or something. Either way, he just says, "I'm going to jump off."
Yeah, he's just like, "Oh, I'm going to jump." I like to. You know that scene in the other guys? Have you seen that with Will Ferrell?
Yeah, at the very beginning, because that's what threw me. I'd never seen that movie till recently. I'm watching it with Dez, and
I love that movie.
They go for the bushes, goes for the bushes, and I'm like, "Oh, are they going to live through this?" And then they don't. They just jump off the building and die.
There's not even any bushes
I know.
there.
I was like, oh, so this movie's not about them.
It's about the other guys.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love that movie. But yeah, he does one of those, and then just reactively, I guess he kind of like shoots a bunch of crystals out. And the way it looks is like he's doing math in his head, and he's like, okay, I need to put like this one here, this one here, this one here, so it makes a little ramp for me to jump on. Use the momentum to like sling him back up. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And we never see him do anything half that cool.
Ben's just an idiot.
Ben is just an idiot. I would be doing this a lot.
Give me the Omnitrix, dog.
Granted, like if you're gonna fly around, pick Stinkfly or Jet Ray or whoever. But
no, I'd just go Ghost Freak. I mean, not Ghost Freak. Big Chill.
Yeah. Anyway,
Big Chill.
Fun scene, and then Gwen like teleports in their car somehow. I guess a spell.
Yeah, she's just like sitting in between them, like
you messed with the wrong little
and I'm like,
girl.
You're creepy looking. Real talk.
And then she like makes the lobsters kind of pinch them and stuff.
Yeah, and she's just laughing. She's like, let them suffer. Like, damn.
Get some of Azula vibes.
Yeah, for real.
And Ben's like, shouldn't we help him? No.
Yeah.
I got more shopping to do.
Speaking of Azula, check out our review of
review.
Avatar. Right there.
We thought it was
Mid aggressively. But yeah. So meanwhile, Gwen's suffering at prison. We've already talked about it a little bit. But she kind of embarrasses the lunch lady, like puts her in a trash can and rolls her around. So like the bullies are like, oh, well, you're kind of cool. We want to hang out with you. And she's like, I think I can break us out. She's like, we got to find a way out. I was like, I don't think there is one. She goes, I found a way out.
Yes, immediately.
And she goes, just distract. So they throw mops at the guards and stuff, and then they're running through the tunnels. And it's so funny because Gwen's like, are you guys going to be good after this? And like, no, we're not going to be good. What are you talking about? She's like, okay, well, you're staying here then. And she like traps them in there and runs out.
Summons the Rockweilers.
Oh, they're so cool. Gwen, there's like a big metal great wall, and she like blows it up.
She just throws a little grenade thingy.
Yeah, so what happens? You hear something?
Oh, thank you for lobbing
Yeah, Hopper loves to hate on this.
There was a metal. I didn't say I hated on it. I'd like noticing the metal pipe sound.
You paused it, rewound it, and then played it again.
I laughed heartily at it. I thought it was a good time. I'll put the little clip in here. But anytime you hear that metal pipe, it's like a meme at this point. So anytime you hear it, it's like, metal pipe.
It's just the stock image things. We have a short about it right here.
Stock audio. Anyway, so she brings up the Rockweilers, and they kind of pin them in place, and they run back after her. And she uses them to pin down Ben at one point.
Yeah. She's like, if you go alien, then I can't beat you. Well, at least you know your limits, lady.
Know your limits.
Yeah.
Trash. No, yeah, so she essentially kind of tries to convince Ben, and then eventually Charmcaster's like, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then
I'm done trying to keep up the facade.
How does she knock him out? She does the spell, and then Ben and Gwen transform into each other. And she's back in her normal body, Charmcaster.
What does she do? She like hits him or something.
I feel like she like knocks him out or somehow. Anyway, they come to, and they're like in the brig of the ship, and then that's where we get the action scene. The lotion thing that gets him out.
So stupid.
Cannonbolt.
Kicks it out of the butt, and it flies up and over into Gwen Ben's hand.
Yeah, and then she turns into, I guess.
Yeah, turns into Cannonbolt.
And they get up there, and she like immediately almost runs herself off the bridge.
Yeah, which we do see a nice part where both Gwen and Ben are like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
They actually have a little bit of talent for doing all this.
Gwen's like, this is pretty hard. And Ben's like, wow, she got some moves.
So, they won't admit it, but they're like, okay.
Charmcaster is utterly useless in this episode. Dude, she has a good plan to take over the Omnitrix.
You have one spell, and you've f***ed it up 3 times.
Like, of all the creative ways to get the Omnitrix, I don't think Vilgax has ever thought, I'll just transfer my soul into his body.
That's smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea.
And he doesn't have to do it magically. I'm sure he's got some sort of mechanical thing to just switch minds. Like
an old horror movie, they just take his brain out and put him and switch him around. I don't know if the Vilgax species brain would be compatible with the human brain, but maybe.
I'm sure he could do enough augmentation to Ben's body.
That's the thing, too. He already gives himself a ton of body mods.
Yeah, so.
Anyway. But yeah, so
cut Ben's arm off and just attach it to his body.
Attach it to like your chest so you can just have it kind of there.
Don't do that.
Just get some of Ben's DNA and mix it with your own DNA.
Oh.
Create a clone.
Yeah, just take his blood.
Just take his blood.
Man, these villains are idiots, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, but she has a good plan, but she just fails. She fails 3 times to do it properly.
Yeah.
The last time she fails, she actually fixes things for them. If she didn't if she would have just like thrown one of them, why did she even try to save them? She's pretty ruthless. If I was like, okay, this is Ben and Gwen's body. You're no use to me. There's no Omnitrix on you. Goodbye. You're drowning. And Grandpa Max too. Why did she keep Grandpa Max alive?
Why didn't she save him?
She didn't save him. She just didn't kill him. She just like kept him in the brig.
Yeah, killed both of them.
And then Grandpa Max was so loosely tied up, he did a Jack Sparrow on her.
Yeah, he just wiggled out. He said, "Make fun of my cooking, will you? Gonna get these hands.
Gonna get these.
Gwen, give me a switch. Get a whooping."
I like that he's like constantly just fighting with the Rockweilers in the background.
Yeah, and then finally at the end he goes, "Can I get some help?" And he just doesn't need help. He throws them, and then he runs them over.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I love Cannonball. Anytime Cannonball's in it, I'm like, yeah, we get a little bouncy around scene, a little bouncy ball scene.
Yeah. Oh, comment question of the episode. If you could have Ben switch bodies with anyone, who would it be?
Vilgax?
I was thinking Kevin Levin.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't love the body switch
I know you
swapping
don't,
thing.
but it'd be nice, you know.
I bet you they do this again, don't they? Surely throughout Omniverse and stuff, they redo this.
I mean, we do some stuff with Albedo. It's not exactly body switching.
Yeah. I feel like there's an episode where like Gwen turns into Wrath or something.
That is true. I think she
remember.
gets the Omnitrix.
Maybe.
Yeah, I remember that. I thought that was funny.
It's not like a body switch thing, but that's similar.
Uh,
Anyway, this is fine. This is good.
yeah.
I think it's important for the fact that Gwen gets the magic book, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not.
It
It's not
sets
the
up
worst.
episodes later, and it's not a bad
Yeah, it's
episode.
not the
It's
worst
just sometimes the magic just gets a little too hand wavy for us.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know that I love like the body switching stuff. Like if the Gwen and Ben stuff wasn't at the end, and like I gotta learn to live in Gwen's body. It's like I would have done. It would have been better if it was just the Gwen and the Charmcaster stuff.
Yeah.
I understand why they did it to kind of give you that eye for an eye thing, but. What aliens what magic do you think? What aliens do you think would do the best magic out of Ben's like 11 that he has right now?
That he has right now?
What is like a crazy like plant magic from Wildvine?
I was gonna say I literally was about to say Wildvine because I picture him being like a shaman or like a what is it called, a witch doctor type thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I
guess the pyromancer because she can already do fire. It's probably just really
because you could argue maybe that is a magic. Maybe they were a humanoid and they merged with like fire spirits or something.
Maybe
that could be cool.
That's interesting. That's a good headcanon.
Yeah. Those would probably be the two. Well,
I mean, honestly, all like crystals are pretty magical. Sometimes people think crystals have magical abilities or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know why they think that.
Sometimes that could be kind of cool. I don't know.
I think my two would be
matter.
Wildvine or Heat Blast would be.
It might be kind of cool to see like Upgrade get some like technological magic or something.
Ever including all of them, I'd probably say Terror Spin a little bit because they're the most like peaceful one with nature. They'd be like a shaman type thing.
That's Adwaita from the Ledger Domain. You remember him?
Mm-hmm.
He's like the turtle guy, but he has that fire, like his head's on fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like the leader of the Ledger Domain or whatever.
Nice.
So he's pretty cool. I think Agrigor like steals something from him, or he's holding one of the pieces of the map.
Agrigor's so cool, dude.
I do like Agrigor.
I would love to see like Ultimate Agrigor, when he's absorbed, fight Vilgax.
Oh,
but from Benton Classic, not Vilgax from Ultimate Alien.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to see them two wrestle.
I'm assuming Agrigor's got because he just has more abilities.
Yeah, but I would love that fight, dude.
Yeah, or even just like have him like ultimate form fight one of what's his name, Kyber's dog.
Yeah,
who gets like the Nematrix turns into all the.
Yeah.
At what point what predator do you turn into to fight the combo alien?
I will give you Mad Max Ben from Omniverse looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Cool. He's just got like spikes all over his aliens and stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll have Ben 10 every Monday, so stay tuned.
We've got the holiday episode coming up next.
Yep. Oh no,
Christmas episode.
It's not out yet, so we won't give a card. We have to wait for next week.
Next Monday, we'll put it out.
So we'll see you then.